Hello again, this is Adam Revere, and on this video we're going to focus more on our Tek tone for the Darbuka. Now with this we're going to use our dominant hand, so the hand that does and creates the doom tone, where it hits the drum for its Tek, and then your non-dominant hand, which rests above, in my case it's my left hand, the Tek up top, also referred to as Ka. Just to differentiate the two, especially in music. When you're writing these parts, you might put Tek or a T or a K, just to differentiate the rhythm that you yourself want to write out, and sometimes the music that you're reading. Tek will be your dominant hand, playing the tone. Ka will be up top, with your non-dominant hand. In my case, again, I'm just going to refer to my right and my left. So for your right hand, your dominant hand, as you're doing your Tek, just from where you do your doom, slide your hand back, and you want to relax your fingers. You don't have to keep them deadlocked together, just like a bass tone or your doom. You can relax them a little bit because you want to focus on your middle finger, that first joint. So right at that first knuckle is where you want to line up and literally have that be just inside the rim. So pretty much right where the rim, top part of the drum, meets the drum head, is where you want that knuckle to hit. Now with this, you can treat it two ways. You can be dead tone like I'm doing, just kind of driving through the drum, or just immediately hitting it and just reflecting right off, just bouncing right off. So remember, you want that first knuckle on the top of your finger, your middle finger, focus right on that rim. And as you can tell, this is definitely more of a wrist hit. Nice and relaxed. Even if I'm doing the dead tone, I'm still not trying to press through. You still want to have that bright attack to it. So don't try to thwack it like it owes you money, because again, you'll definitely injure your knuckles on that end. So that is your Tek. Nice and loose. And when I'm playing it, I'm square with the drum. I don't have to have a huge motion away. It's great for a show, but again, you're in a very small box where you're creating these tones, every tone. So you don't have to feel like you have to really wail out like some of the rock drummers from yore. Now, remember, fingers apart, nice and relaxed. Whip the wrist, drive that first knuckle into that rim. Now for our non-dominant hand, doing the Ka. So this, you're going to be using, so this is more of Egyptian style, so I'm going to be using my ring finger. So this, just relax your hand just straight down in the middle of the drum, on top, and focus on just on your ring finger. Turn it until it stops, be it if it's the edge of the top rim, or is the fact that you feel the outer edge, or rather the inner edge of the drum's rim and the outer edge of the drum head. Now with this, you don't want to start off whipping just yet, because first you got to figure out where you need to land. So again, you're still focusing on that first knuckle, and as you hit, you want to relax your hand, and the best way to kind of have your hand naturally curl in, I always joked with some of my students and called it Moroccan tea time. So you put your thumb, rest it between the first and second knuckle of your index finger. Because you can see, just doing that naturally curves in your hand. So you're here, curve that, connect your thumb between the first and second knuckle of your index finger, turn it in, all the way until you feel that rim, and just work your finger. Don't lift off. You're not going to get a loud sound. That's okay. This is mainly to help you build the muscle memory of where you need to be, and it's also a great workout on building speed and your tone. So also recognize when you're here, this is your landing spot. This is where you want to be. Having the side of your palm relaxing on that, let's say about that 1 o'clock position, twist it in at an angle, but again, nice and relaxed. So when you do incorporate your wrist just to have more volume, you're consistent on not only when you land and hit, but the tone. So it sounds the same every time. So again, have the hand in the middle, fingers facing down, twist in to where that top knuckle just bumps in right into that inner rim of the drum's body. Moroccan tea time. So you have a little bit of the twist. Do that for the flick, but again, work on just using just that finger. It's gonna be painful. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not gonna tickle in the best way, but this is a great way just to develop that technique. Because down the road, what you want is you want your ka and your tek to sound exactly the same. And sometimes you might have one side of the drum tuned tighter than the other. So again, tek, first knuckle, middle finger, your right hand, nice and relaxed, right between the rim of the drum and the drum head. Left hand, take that ring finger, turn it until that knuckle hits the rim of the drum. Work on just using your ring finger, and again, remember, put your thumb between your first and second knuckle of your index finger. So that way you get a nice natural relaxation of your fingers want to curl in. And then just remember that spot and land on that spot when you do your ka. So I hope this helps out on approaching your tek and your ka. And watch for more videos for the other tones of the doom, the sek, and even the pop. And then we'll even touch base on the Turkish split hand technique. So thanks for watching, and again, check out some of the other videos.